What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be going over the big fight between Conor McGregor and Donald Cowboy Cerrone. Let's get to it. So this fight has been brewing for a while. These guys got into it about 3-4 years ago back at a press conference. Cowboy kind of came at McGregor and was basically like, dude, you need to worry about, at the time, Jose Aldo whooping your butt. You better stay down in the featherweight division. Us 155-pounders are too big for you. Conor fired back and was like, dude, you're too stiff, you're too slow, and I'll break you. So these two guys have been going back and forth for years now. This fight, I think, is huge. I'm excited to see Conor come back, and I feel like at this time, this is a perfect fight to make. I know a lot of guys and a lot of people out there are going to be like, Conor should be fighting Jorge Masvidal. I get it. I think that's a sick fight. I think that's got fireworks written all over it. And also, too, I think a lot of people are like, Conor needs to be fighting Justin Gaethje. He deserves it. I agree. From a certain perspective, that's an entertaining fight. I feel like the first round of that fight would be sick. But at the end of the day, I feel like this is a fight that makes sense because Conor's coming off a couple of losses. Most recently, he just got destroyed by Khabib. And then before that, he had that mega fight with Floyd Mayweather, which he lost. Donald Cerrone, on the other hand, he's coming off a couple losses as well. He just recently got stopped by Justin Gaethje, TKO'd in the first round. And then before that, Tony Ferguson beat him up pretty good. So Conor and Cowboy, they're both coming off losses. They're both looking to get back in that winner's circle. So the fight makes sense. From a team standpoint to a management standpoint, I see why they put this fight together. Now, let's kind of talk about each fighter. So, Conor, on one hand, the guy has huge wins. Wins over Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier, Nate Diaz, Eddie Alvarez. The way Conor beat Jose Aldo, knocked him out with that first punch in 12 seconds, that was legendary. After that, he literally bumped up, fought Nate Diaz, lost, came back, made some adjustments, and beat Diaz in the rematch. That right there, to me, was super impressive. I feel like not a lot of people give him the respect for that because to come back from a loss, make the right adjustments, and get a win, that's huge. Not a lot of people can do that. After that, Conor goes and drops down to 155, takes on Eddie Alvarez, who at the time is literally the king of the division. Not only does he go out there and fight Eddie Alvarez, but he puts on probably one of the most impressive performances I've ever seen. Literally goes out there, dominates Eddie Alvarez, wins the lightweight championship, and at that time, he's holding the 45-pound belt and the 55-pound belt. I believe that's the first person to ever do that, to hold two belts simultaneously. Now, Cowboy Cerrone, on the other hand, this guy's got the most finishes in the UFC. He's got the most wins in the UFC. This guy's a fighter's fighter. I mean, he fights anybody at any time. I think that's evident when he bumped up to 170 pounds, ended up breaking Mike Perry's arm. I mean, this guy fights at lightweight, welterweight. He'll even fight probably at middleweight if need be. And he'll fight today, tomorrow. He'll fight at any time. He's got great wins over guys like Ali Quinta, Eddie Alvarez, Benson Henderson. So, Cowboy Cerrone, he's an OG in the game, and he brings a lot of weapons to this game. Now, let's start with striking. I feel like striking-wise, I give the advantage to Conor. Conor's got one of the best straight left hands in the division, if not in the whole UFC. Conor's ability to maintain range, to feint, his footwork is just world class. I see him having the advantage overall in the striking department. Cerrone, he's got good striking. He's a little bit more well-versed, but I feel like Conor's a little more deadlier in striking overall. Wrestling and jiu-jitsu. This realm, I give the advantage to Cowboy. I feel like Cowboy's very underrated wrestling. I feel like he's hard to take down, and over the years, he's gotten really good on his offensive takedowns, which you can see in some of his prior fights. Now, Cowboy Cerrone, he also has very, very good jiu-jitsu off of his back, and he keeps getting better there. I just feel like a lot of people don't talk about it because Cowboy like chooses to stand up and strike and try and knock most people out. Cardio. I feel like cardio-wise, I feel like both these guys are tied up. I feel like, and I'm sure a lot of people out there are going to be like, oh, Myles, Conor gasses, yada, yada, yada. Which is true. He gassed out against Nate in that one fight, and even the Floyd Mayweather fight, he gassed out. But going into this fight with Cowboy, I feel like Conor's learned from them failures. I feel like he's made the right adjustments, and I feel like he's going to come in trained hard, trained smart, and be ready to rock and roll against Cowboy. So I feel like nobody has really an advantage with cardio. And Cowboy, on the other hand, he literally gets better as the fight goes on. He's never been questioned about cardio, so I'm not worried about him gassing out or anything like that. So that's a tie, cardio-wise. Heart, I'd give the advantage to Cowboy Cerrone and with heart. I feel like time and time again, Donald Cerrone can just take more of a beating and just keep on going. I've seen him just be losing the whole fight and never give up. So I'd have to give the advantage when it comes to like heart to Cowboy Cerrone. Conor McGregor, at the end of the day, I feel like he's got a lot of heart and he's pushed through a lot of things too. But push comes to shove, I feel like just overall toughness, I'd give a slight advantage to Cowboy Cerrone. Now, who do I think is going to win, or how do I see this fight playing out? I see this fight playing out by Conor McGregor coming out, taking the first minute or two to get his distance, find his range. Once he does that, I see him going to the body with straight lefts. I see him going with teeps up the middle, push kicks up the middle to the body, all to set up his straight left to the head. I see Conor McGregor landing that straight left hand, dropping Cerrone, maybe Cerrone getting back up, surviving a little bit. I see Conor just staying patient, boom, boom. I see him putting him down, ground and pounding him. TKO. First round, maybe the second round. Now the reason is, I think Cowboy's a slow starter. I feel like Cowboy's stance, he stays up a little bit more, easier to hit. And I feel like Conor starts off strong, especially in that first round or two. So you add all that in, I feel like Conor, first or second round, TKO. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on this fight. Do you guys think Conor's going to win? Do you guys think Cowboy's going to win? Make sure to drop a comment, smash that like button, and to subscribe. As always, I'll see you guys next time.